In academic papers, it is customary to include a table to report the characteristics of the sample, such as the distribution of gender, age group, and nationality. These characteristics are commonly referred to as demographic characteristics. Researchers often need to plot this type of table quickly in R. Therefore, they seek efficient methods to create visual representations of the data. Can you provide guidance on the most effective approach to generate a plot of this nature in R programming language? In reality, there exists a package named gtsummary in R that can be installed by everyone. Subsequently, we load the library gtsummary as well as the library tediv, which will be utilized in the pipeline at a later stage. In the gtsummary, we utilize a data set called trial to analyze the baseline characteristics of a group of 20 patients. This trial data includes information about the various chemotherapy methods that were implemented on these 20 patients during the course of the study, the level of age and biomarkers, and the stages of his disease development, etc. This is a rough data of his. You can take a look at his help document. Now let's start. Actually, the main function we use in this is TBL summary. We put this trial pi into the analysis tool and obtain the results. P to TBL summary, you can see he has drawn us a table. This table tells us the drug capacity is 20 at the top. Then there are two chemotherapy methods. Drug A is used by 98 people, accounting for 49%. So if he is... Its format of this report actually has a line of explanation below, which means that if it is an even number in front, the percentage of the category it occupies is in parentheses. This is equivalent to a qualitative variable. It will report the even number and percentage. If it's a quantitative variable, if it's age, it's the median in the parentheses. The two numbers in the parentheses are its Q1 and Q3, the first and third quartile, allowing quick understanding of the data distribution. The following is the level of tumor markers. And this stage T1, T2, T3, T4 is also a qualitative variable. It provides information on the mean and percentage. Therefore, this unknown category contains missing values. This is the most fundamental way of using it. At times, we may need to present the data based on this TRT, which stands for treatment, allowing you to explore the trial data in its original format and gain a deeper understanding of the study. Then this TRT inside it is its chemotherapy method. If you want to make a grouped report, then we write by TRT in TBL summary to tell it what the grouping variable is. Now let's take a look at its results. Its results are in this viewer. This card is not present in the console or in these plots. Please note that it is located beneath the viewer. Currently, the format in which it generates reports is designed to aid us in visualizing the differences in certain samples under two different chemotherapy regimens. Is that correct? Then the median age of the two chemotherapy methods in the two groups is 46 and 48 respectively, and the levels of this biomarker are also different, right? So below is the difference in the distribution of this stage variable under these two chemotherapy regimens, which is equivalent to a grouped report. Let's now proceed to take a look at this paragraph. If we pipe the result of TBL summary to add overall, it signifies that on the basis of this form, it will add another column, which represents the distribution of the overall sample that we are analyzing. After dividing the data into two groups according to this chemotherapy method, the distribution of the data is good. Now, let's take a look at the results of TBL summary. I will group it by treatment, TRT, and then pipe it to a function called addEp. Then you can see if he reported a p-value at the end. So what is this p-value doing? You can check the annotation. The p-value actually reports a Weil-Conklin rank sum test. T is a Weil-Conklin quality nuclear test. In fact, it tests whether the distribution of data in these two groups is consistent. That is, sometimes we want to see if the intergroup difference is significant. You can also use this to display the p-value. Check significance level of tumor marker from p-value, which is 0, 0.85, then in 0. Under level of 1, still significant difference between groups. So what does he report for qualitative variables? Reports Pearson's chi-squared test, equivalent to test of independence. Wants to see if independence between treatment method and T-stage. If p-values are large, it means we do not reject null hypothesis of independence. So I introduced this tool to all the individuals. Today I only discussed a few of its basic applications. One of them is TBL summary. This is a report for all the samples at the outset. If you wish to perform grouping, then you just add a group variable by equal to it. Usually the variable after by equal to is a qualitative variable. Next, if you want to report both grouped and overall samples, you can add another function called addOverall. This way it will have 3 columns. To compare component differences, perform hypothesis testing. Add a code line to include the function p with an underscore. In general, this tool is convenient, particularly when writing a paper. You can take a look at it for a comprehensive analysis. Which type of form is the journal you want to submit? You can call the corresponding function here. As for these forms, you don't need to manually enter and format them yourself. So how do you output this form? Actually, you just need to copy it. Then switch to the Word document. It can be pasted, correct? If you paste it, it will also be in an editable format. Alternatively, you can paste it into Excel for editing, which is also feasible. Therefore, it can be directly copied and pasted into other layouts. In this particular section of the software, we will introduce it here. In fact, the TBL Summary gtsummary package is incredibly powerful. In the future, I will release a few more videos to talk about some of the finer details inside it. We will also explore different usages of the function, so let's stop here for this section and conclude our discussion at this point.